Now, I am a huge fan of all the Hank Williams. You got Hank Williams Sr., Jr., and Hank 3. Um, Hank 3 is sort of the outlier definitely out of the three. He's dabbled in different genres, different musical ideas, and we've gotten a lot of great music from him. He's got a lot of really good albums out there, and he parted ways with his record company in 2010. And so these later albums are actually on his own record, Hank 3 Records. So that kind of debunked my idea about why he released the worst music possible, the worst music humanly possible. It was on his own record label, so I thought he was trying to screw with the record label somehow, because this couldn't possibly be a real record. It just couldn't be. Now I'm just more confused. I don't know why this happened. In 2011, he announced that he was releasing not one, not two, not three, but 4 albums on the same day. I believe it was September 2011. And he released 4 albums. He unleashed 4 albums on the world on the same day. I wasn't aware of this at the time. I discovered it a few years later, and oh my goodness, this is crazy. Now, like I said, Hank the Third has done country, he's done metal, he's done all kinds of different genres, and this really pushed the boundaries even farther than what he had already done previously in other groups. And the first record is a cowpunk / thrash metal record. The second is a country / ambient / Cajun / folk record that's 3 hours long. And that's not the worst album. The fourth is a heavy metal or heavy doom / stoner metal record, and that's not the worst. The third record in this insane project, 4 records, the demonic album, the worst music in the history of the universe. 3-bar Cattle Calling. It's the first, and I pray that it is the only, in the brand new genre of music called Cattlecore. And it's not what it is what it sounds like, and it is not what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like what it sounds like. It's so and again, I'm going to leave a link in the description, because this video is not going to do it justice with how bad it is. I almost want to play it in the background. I've got it fired up on my Roku stick up there, and I think this doesn't even sound like music, so I couldn't imagine that I would get a copyright strike on cow noises. But it's on Wikipedia. I'm surprised this album even has a Wikipedia page. It's classified as a speed metal / grindcore release. But let's get into what makes it the worst album of all time. I definitely got to get that link in the description so you guys can have your ears bleeding just as much as mine. You will not believe this without hearing it. So please check out that link in the description below. I sound like a real YouTuber now. This is the setup for 3-bar ranch cattle calling. Oh my gosh. Okay. Released September 6, 2011. 72 minutes on Hank 3 Records. He chose to release this. It got a half a star rating from Slant Magazine. It somehow got a 3.5 from AllMusic. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's so many songs. Some of them are over 10 minutes. Oh dear goodness. Okay. Imagine this. This is what the worst album in the history of the universe sounds like. Imagine the worst banjo player and the worst drummer you've ever heard, that they are dropped off by helicopter at a cattle ranch where a drug-fueled rowdy auctioneer is auctioning off thousands of cows. The auctioneer appears to be on crack, and Hank Williams III is stumbling around with a guitar but not really playing it. A recording engineer fights his way through the pigs and the cows and the chickens, mostly cows, and records 40 seconds of the chaos that is going on, with the auctioneer babbling, possibly Hank III talking to himself, and then that engineer takes that back to the studio, loops it until he's got 71 minutes and 47 seconds of this garbage, and boom, vamoose, there's the new Hank III record. I could not believe my ears. This album is not on any streaming services that I use. So when this noise started on YouTube, which is the first place I tried it, because we're awesome on here, YouTube, sponsored by YouTube, on YouTube. When it started playing, I thought that someone had just had the wrong audio on the video. So I went to a few different places where you can listen to music, and nope, it was in fact the correct audio. Hank III had released a whole studio album that was nothing but cow noises and a drug-fueled auctioneer and some random sonic experimentation from a banjoist and a drummer. I'm not even sure that Hank III is on this record. A lot of the songs have other people's names just beside them. Like every song was just recorded by a different artist. What is going on here? There's how many songs? Look at this. This track listing is ridiculous. Look, there's like 100 songs. There's like 400 songs on here. Like 200,000 songs. There's 23 songs on here. 23 songs of the same 40 seconds of a whacked out auctioneer babbling over banjo and speed metal drums. There's absolutely nothing redeeming about it. The banjo playing is bad. The drumming is out of sync with all the mumbling and the talking that's going on. There's no singing. There's no singing on the record. The only part of it that's musical is some, I believe there was maybe some jumbled up guitars in the background, but you can hear banjo and metal drums. That's it. And like I said, each song is called like Tim Dowler - Black Cow. Joe Joggins, Now There's a Bull. Dan Clark, 37 Heifers. Tim Dowler again, Mad Cow instead of Black Cow. Jason Miller, Cutting Hay. Mitch Jordan, Y Bar Ranch. Counting Cows and Mad Cow don't have an artist. I guess they were supposed to be Hank III. Mad Cow is 10 minutes and 2 seconds of this same 40-second loop of gibberish with banjos and metal drumming. Dominic Herrera, Lot 33, is 1 minute and 44 seconds of this 40-second loop. Hugh Howell doing Cow Sold is 56 seconds. Hugh Howell and Eddie Copey, Cow Mortal, 2 minutes and 50 seconds of the same 40-second loop of garbage. Why Bar Ranch again, but not by Mitch Jordan? Black Cow, not by anybody. It's just 5 minutes and 4 seconds of the 40-second loop. Eddie Cope does a song called Longhorn. If you could call it a song, it's 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the 40-second loop of gibberish. Square Baylor by no one. It's 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the loop. Moo You. I'm not kidding. There's a song called Moo You. It's 1 minute and 23 seconds of an auctioneer rambling incoherently over banjo and blast beats. It's the same loop. Tim Dowler, I think again, who cares at this point? Angus of Death. Angus of Death. Jason Miller, for the 10 trillionth time, Cattle Callin' Lonesome Blues. And guess what, guys? This one sounds exactly the same as the previous 20 tracks of the 40-second loop of gibberish. And then finally, you get the end, the glorious ending of this torture device of an album called Branded. And it's by no one. And it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the 40-second cow auctioneer gibberish over banjo and blast beat drums. Let me just read you guys a little bit of someone else's review. There's not a whole lot of information about this record out there on the internet for some reason. But here's a Slant magazine talking about it. Maddeningly repetitive, yes, that wears out its welcome within the first few minutes, within the first 40 seconds. That's what they mean. It's a concept record whose concept is so deeply flawed that it should have never been made as far as the studio. What? Cattle auctioneers are known for their impossibly fast rates of speech, calling out bids at breakneck speeds. It's unique talent, to be sure, and there's a natural meter and cadence to the cattle calling. Hip-hop and bluegrass acts have sampled auctioneers, and Hank 3 expressed interest in this in the context of a furious speed metal album. What in the world is this? Here's the best part of this review from Flant. So instead of fusing this weird cattle calling, cattle core music into his other records, which he could have done, he decided to take this thing concept and stretch it well past the point of reason and sanity. Yes. Says, you know, the first few seconds of the record are the whole 72 minutes. He laid this down tremendously fast. This metal riff and this sampled cattle call. That's it. It's once the second and third tracks of the album, there's nothing else for him to do. There's nothing else for the auctioneers to do. It's mind-numbing. Oh my gosh, it's the one and only example of cattle core. But he neglected to come up with anything that anyone would ever want to revisit. It's an entirely one-note album that plays as a novelty, as if it's anything at all. He missed every opportunity. It's just, there's nothing going for it. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's the best review out there by Slant. I could leave that in the description as well. But oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. What in the world? What in the world is this? Okay, I just found another review where it says that He is actually doing vocals on the record, but there's no rhyme, there's no reason, and he's fighting to get his voice above the auctioneers, and he's losing. You can't tell what he's saying, you can't tell what the vocals are, there's no structure, there's no verses, there's no choruses, there's no rhythm, there's no rhyme. He's sometimes singing, screaming, and growling, and sometimes doing that all at once. There's so much distortion on the music, on the auctioneers, on the cows, that there's really no way to hear what is exactly going on. This person gives it a 0 rating, so it got a 0.5 star from one place, 3.5 stars from one place, and a 0 from this place. This person is talking about keyboards. They're apparently low in the mix. So you got this person saying they can hear keyboards, auctioneers, drums, guitars, Hank's warbling, and none of them fit together in any kind of way. This is noise. Now, I'm all about experimental music, but this is ridiculous. 40-second loop of cow noises and Hank III losing his mind for 72 minutes. The worst album of all time. If you're thinking about checking out Hank III, literally check out any album but this one. This is oh. Yeah, and I was just so, and it came like I was trying to listen to his discography after, in order, and I listened to Ghost to a Ghost / Guttertown, which was 3 hours of garbage. Just the most boring, uninspired music. It's supposed to be this concept record, but the concept is a guy is riding a horse across the desert, and that's all that happens, and he's sad. I don't even know that he's sad. He's just riding a horse across the desert. So after hearing that, I was like, okay, 3 hours of that, and then the next record you get 72 minutes of cow noises. This is unreal. It's so unbelievably bad. It went past so bad it's good, became bad, and then didn't even become good again, just got worse and worse and worse. And it's just a new level of bad in the world because of this record. It's unflippin' real. Congratulations, Hank Williams III. You've made the worst record of all time. And I've made a video. Like and subscribe.